Lazy weekends are the perfect time to have brunch, when you're too late for breakfast and a little early for lunch. So today we're making Turkish eggs with ingredients that you'll find easily at home. Turkish eggs has three components. There's a rich yogurt with lots of flavor, poached eggs and a chili butter sauce. So I'm going to start heating the water here for the poached eggs while we get the yogurt ready. For that, I've got half a cup of creamy thick hung yogurt. Now you can either buy Greek yogurt and just take half a cup of Greek yogurt, but if you want to start out with regular yogurt that you have at home, take 1 cup of yogurt, line it with a mesh strainer, muslin cloth, let it drain overnight, and you'll be left with half a cup of thick creamy yogurt, and that's what you can use. So this is half a cup to start with here. Now I'm going to grate 1 fat clove of garlic right into this yogurt. It's important that you grate this because the garlic will then just completely dissolve in the yogurt. There's one more ingredient that I just absolutely love adding to the yogurt here, but I'm just going to wipe my hands first. And that is some finely chopped dill. Dill, that's right. Now dill has so many different names in India. These are dill leaves, shepu if you're in Maharashtra, sua if you are Sindhi or Punjabi. I've just finely chopped about a teaspoon of dill, and I'm just going to sprinkle that into the yogurt. Now it's very important that you use the right amount of dill because too much of it can really overpower the flavors of the dish that we're making today. And now to this, I'm going to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of cumin powder. Again, just keeping the flavors very balanced in this. And 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Just whisk that in. Make sure that it's mixed really well. I just love how thick and creamy this yogurt is. Once this is all mixed together really well, this is the final dish that I'm going to plate the Turkish eggs in. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the yogurt on this beautiful vibrant plate. And then I'll show you how I'm going to make space for the poached eggs and the chili butter sauce. Plating is so simple here and very impressive, I must tell you. If you have people over, they're going to be seriously impressed with your plating skills. And just take a spoon, spread this around the plate. And what I'm looking for are to make 2 little dugouts here where I'm going to place the poached eggs and just make some ridges all along for the chili butter sauce. Okay, the water's come to a boil. Now what I'm going to do is to poach these eggs, I'm just going to crack open an egg into this bowl. This is the best way to do it. Take the heat down slightly of the water, and I'm going to add about a tablespoon of plain white vinegar. What this does is that it helps with the white of the egg to stick together. And now, this is 2-hand action. Create a swirl like this, and in this whirlpool, drop the egg and then take the heat up. And now with a slotted spoon, just very gently pull the egg out, let the water drip, and place it in this little ridge that we've created here. Beautiful. Now for the second egg, the vinegar is already in, so I'm just going to crack the egg here. And again, create this swirling motion and drop the egg. Take the heat up, and now the second egg is done too. Just let the water drain out. Really helps to have created that ridge so you know how to plate it. Beautiful. Now all that's left to do is to make the chili butter sauce. This chili butter sauce is really the easiest sauce you'll ever make at home. For this, I'm using regular salted butter, so that takes care of adding salt to it and stuff like that. So here, I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon and another half tablespoon. This is already at room temperature, not straight from the fridge. Now what I want is for this butter to melt and then for it to sing. I'll tell you what that means. Swirl that around the pan. Now that the butter has become nutty, you'll see that it started to brown slightly. I've turned the heat to low, and at this stage, just very quickly, you have to move quickly. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of chili flakes, just 1/8 of a teaspoon of some cumin powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of red chili powder. Just mix that in with this nutty butter. And that's it. I'm just going to turn off the heat, move it here so that it can cool down just for a minute. It's very hot right now, and then I'll show you the next step. It's been a minute, the chili butter sauce has cooled down, and now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Always add that to a not so hot pan. Just mix that in. Now you might think that this is very rich, but just think about Eggs Benedict and the Hollandaise sauce. There's way more butter that goes into all of those things. And now we're ready to spoon this chili butter sauce right over the Turkish eggs. I'm going to give it a final sprinkling of some dill. Just adds color, vibrancy, fragrance, flavor. Oof, I can go on. And that's it. We're absolutely ready to eat these Turkish eggs. The idea would be take a spoon, make sure that you mix everything up really well and get a really big mouthful so that you get all the flavors. It's so creamy, you'll think you're eating hummus. I love it that way. These Turkish eggs are what I will totally define as brunch goals. Try this recipe, share it with your friends, cook for them too. And of course, subscribe to get curried for loads more.